guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, as you could tell by the title, we're going to be talking about the time I lost my virginity. And the reason I'm finally talking about this story is because first I was trying to test the waters with my channel, because those who are new to my channel, I used to post videos when I was in like high school and early college, but then I had fell off and I just stopped posting videos because I got very discouraged. But now that I'm back in a rhythm, I was like, you know what, let me just tell this story time. And because I haven't seen y'all in a while and I've missed y'all, so the least I could do is give y'all a little juicy story time, okay? So with that being said, let's get into this video, and I'm gonna give y'all all the tea, okay? So this started with this boy, and we're gonna call him Jared, okay? I knew Jared like all my life, literally, because we were childhood neighbors. I'm talking about literally lived to the right of me, okay? And growing up with Jared, I didn't necessarily have a crush on him, but we were pretty cool because we did play outside together all the time. And Jared has this little half-court basketball court in the back of our houses, right? So with that being said, a lot of times when we would play together as kids, we would be playing basketball, different stuff like that, right? And so we would always just play together, me, him, and the other kids in the neighborhood, right? And like I said, I never really had a crush on him growing up until for some reason when I got to the 8th grade, I had like the hugest crush on him. So right, so from 8th to the 10th grade, I had the hugest crush on him. And mind you, the guy Jared, he's 2 years older than me. He still is. But the only reason I'm like comfortable even telling this story time too also is because him and his family don't live next door anymore to me. So if they see this video, it's just kind of like, well, like, y'all know the tea. But if y'all don't see this video, great. That's why I'm not using his real name. But anyways, back to the story time. Like I said, Jared was 2 years older than me. So by the time I was a sophomore in high school, he was a senior. And that was also the only time me and him ever went to school together, because although we grew up next to each other, I always went to charter schools from K through the 8th grade, whereas he went to like public school and charter school too, not the same ones I went to. And then when he went to high school, he went to that magnet school that I went to for just 1 year. So while going there for that 1 year is when I went to school with him. So anyway, sometimes we would ride home together because he had a car, and sometimes if I didn't feel like taking the bus and stuff like that and I just wanted to go straight home, I would ask him for a ride, right? So anyways, by the time the end of sophomore year come, I stopped liking him because I'm just like, okay, you've known him all your life, right? He's lived next door all your life. If that man wanted you, he would have been said something. And the reason that I wasn't going to say nothing is because I just didn't want to make it awkward, and because I was afraid of rejection. So I was like, okay, well, let me just keep this little secret to myself. I don't know if it was obvious to him or what, but anyways, I was like, we're going to keep this secret to myself. But like I said, once sophomore year ended, I was like, okay, well, he's going to go to college, and yeah, like if he wanted to, you know, mess with you, it would have been happened, okay? All until my junior year of high school, right? So my junior year, literally on New Year's, I will never forget it, never ever. It was New Year's of 2018, right? He randomly hits me up because we only ever had each other on Snapchat when it came to social media. So randomly he hit me up and he was like, oh, hey, I'm back in town, whatever. Did you want to, like, you know, chill and hang out for a little bit? So I had thought that was kind of weird, because it's not like we were the type to, like, you know, text or even get on the phone, or, you know, once we had, like, hit a certain point in our ages, we had, like, stopped hanging out, kind of, because we just stopped hanging out outside. So anyways, we wouldn't, like, text or nothing. So randomly I'm like, the fuck you want to hang out for? Like, we ain't never did that before. We ain't never did that, okay? So I'm like, I mean, I guess if you want to, right? So he pulled up to my house, and mind you, I don't know why he didn't just walk over, but he drove over in his car. And so we sitting there and we talking when randomly he tries to kiss me out, and I like back away. First because I was just like caught off guard, because I was kind of like, where is this coming from? Like, we wasn't even talking about nothing like sexual or anything for him to even try to kiss me. So that had threw me for a loop. And also too, because although I didn't have a crush on him anymore, I still did think he's attractive. So like I was like a little nervous, and like I said, that just threw me for a loop. I'm like, oh my god, like, boy, what you doing? Chill with that, okay? Because I will kiss you back, dead eyes. So anyways, I was like, oh, like, ha, this, and I go about my business. But in my head, I'm like, oh my God, like that boy just tried to kiss me, like what the heck? And so anyways, I'm thinking immediately, this boy do not want me. He wants to, you know, do the do. Like, I don't know. That was the first thing that came to my mind, because like I said, in my head, if he had wanted me in a romantic way, I feel like he would have been made it known when we were younger. So anyways, for like 6 months, I'm talking about from New Year's to literally the beginning of the summer, basically, he was hitting me up every time he would come home, and he would be trying to, you know, get with me, trying to hook up. And at that time, like, I was a virgin, so I just was like, nah, like, I'm not doing that. Like, we're not doing that. Like, I'm sorry, you're just not getting it, right? So anyways, randomly in the summertime, I don't know why, I just was like, you know what, I'm ready to do it. Like, I'm gonna hit him up, because in my head I was just kind of like, I know he's gonna give it up to me easy since he been trying to do it. So I was like, okay, this won't be too hard. But I had hit him up, and I guess in between that last time we spoke or whatever, he had unfriended me or whatever, because the messages on Snapchat went gray. And I don't know what it means when the messages go gray, so I'm gonna assume he either unfriended me or he blocked me, whatever, I don't know. So anyways, I was like, well, whatever. So then I remember this day vividly, right? It was the day after 4th of July, and randomly he hits me up, right? So I'm thinking like, bro, I texted you at the end of June, you just now texted me. And so he texted me and was like, oh, I'm just not seeing your message, this, like, did you still want to link, whatever, whatever. And I was like, well, like, yeah, we can still link or whatever, but like, are you sure? Because I had been texting you and you ain't say nothing. And he was like, you know, my bad, like, that was all me. I didn't see the messages or whatever, because I don't use Snapchat like that. And I was like, okay, whatever. But in my head, I was just kind of like, nah, you probably was just mad that I wasn't giving it up at that time. So anyways, he was like, well, did you still want to? And I was like, well, yeah, like can we? He was just like, yeah, let's do it. So then immediately he was like, oh, like, what do you have planned today? And I remember that day vividly. I was off of work, right? And so my mom was like, oh, I want you to go to the mall, because at that time Bath and Body Works was having some big sale. So she wanted me to go up to the mall to go get like a whole bunch of stuff, like a whole bunch of candles or whatever. So anyways, I was like, oh, I just have plans to go to the mall, and that's about it. And he was like, well, my parents are out and about, so do you want to come over right now or whatever? And at first I was like, well, I'm like, you know, I have plans to go to the mall, so I was going to go to the mall, but I could come after. And he was like, well, my parents are going to be, you know, gone during this time, so that's why I was asking if you could come during this time. And immediately when he said that, I just knew. I was like, yeah, he definitely wants to, you know, get in these dunes, because if he really wasn't feeding, like, you wouldn't care if we hung out with your parents there or without them there. Not that I would have done it if his parents was there. So anyway, I go do my little 1-2 eye shower. I'm over here shaving. I done called my bitches, because at this point I'm the very last one in my friend group to lose their virginity. Like, literally, like, all of my friends had lost it within a week span of each other. And mind you, it was 4 of us in the group at that time. So like I said, I was the very, very last one. And so I'm over here like, y'all, I'm nervous, but I'm excited. Like, I can't believe this is happening, whatever, whatever. So I'm over here texting my friend, and she just giving me like little pointers and just, you know, hyping me up, getting me ready, right? So then I go and I head literally right across the dang yard to his house. And yeah, I remember it vividly. Like, he at the time, his family had 2 couches in the living room. So I'm sitting on one couch, he's sitting on the other couch, and he put on some foreign scary movie. So I'm sitting here thinking like, no, he did not just put on this boring behind movie. Like, if that is gonna be the background noise, let's just get into it now, because I ain't really paying attention. So we just sitting there talking, like, watching the movie, whatever, whatever. And finally he was like, oh, why are you sitting all the way over there? Like, come sit by me. And I was like, okay, like, I'm gonna come sit by you or whatever. So I come over there, and we sitting there, and we just talking, watching the movie, when out of nowhere I was like, okay, when we gonna get into it? Because I was like, you know, if I'm being real, I'm the last one out of my friend group to do it, and I've been, you know, kind of wanting to do it. I'm nervous, but I want to do it. And he was like, okay, well, let's get into it. Like, let's do our 1-2-1-2. Y'all, do y'all know? This is so embarrassing, But I can laugh about it now. Do y'all know that it took us a good like 30 minutes to get it in? And it's not because he was inexperienced as well as me, but it was because prior to that, I didn't do nothing with like nobody. Like the most I ever did was kiss. I had never been massaged there before. So with that being said, it was very tight and a lot of pressure. So it took a long time just to finally get it in. Like it was to a point where he was like, oh, like we may have to like do this another day or something because I just literally can't get it in, like whatever. And in my head I'm thinking, babes, if this doesn't happen today, it ain't gonna happen for sure, because in my head I'm like, you have one opportunity, so you need to either execute it or don't execute it. But if you talking about some, oh, next time, baby, it ain't gonna be no next time if this time don't happen. Because I was just like, you know, maybe that's a sign that we shouldn't be doing this. That's how I was gonna take it if we couldn't get it done, right? So finally it happens, right? And we get into it and the shit damn hurt like hell. Hurt like hell, y'all. Okay? The motherfucking shit hurt. And so with that being said, we do our little 1-2-1-2, and y'all, that experience, like, I won't say it's like one of my worst or whatever, but it's definitely not one of my favorites. Like literally sometimes when I think about it, I'm kind of like, dang, I wish I would have just waited, because I felt like I was just doing it to first like rush because of like the peer pressure of like knowing I was the last one, and two, because I don't know, like, you know, growing up watching like teen media, they always be like, you know, when you're 16, like usually that's the age where most people do it. So, you know, that was another thing, like I was in my head about that. And with that being said, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye.